Good evening, Internet. How are you? MI Shooter, what's going on? So, we're not going to be doing this all the time on the channel. That's not what this channel this is not what the channel is really about. But I sometimes I like to share some things and things might be useful. So, as per the title, let's start with the beer. Normally, I really like, I don't know what area you're in, what part of the neck of the woods you're in, but normally I am a very large fan of Leinenkugel beer. They make really, really good stuff for the most part. Um, pretty much most of their beer is really good, at least for my taste anyways. Um, so I bought a sampler pack, and in there was a beer I hadn't tried before. It was called a Biergarten Tart. And as you can see, this one is unopened because this is number 2 of 3 in that pack. The first one is down the drain. Oh boy. When they say tart, they really weren't kidding at all. It's not quite, you remember lemon heads, in a little cardboard box, you take one of them, and it makes your eye all do this, or you bite into a lemon and it makes your eye all do this. It's not quite that tart, but it's not far off. Not a big fan of this beer at all. And that is why we call this a refrigerator beer, because this is a beer that you put in your fridge and you wait for some friends to come over that you kind of like, kind of don't like, or you just want to mess around with. You throw that in your fridge and you hang on to it because you know you're not going to drink it. And when that friend comes over, you just say, well, when they ask, hey, you got any beer? You say, why, yes. Yes, I do. Let's try one of these. Go ahead and have one. Yeah, they may not be your friends for long, or they'll laugh. Either way, you're good. But that's why I call this a refrigerator beer. So, I am a big fan of their, there's a few other beers that I like, and it's getting into, and you know what, I should say, by the way, that there is no reloading going on this evening, and I mean that. So, I got the reloading stuff behind me, so I should probably say that. I mean, it's not a good idea to reload and drink. It's just, honestly, it's really not a good idea, period. So I just don't do it. But in any case, back to what we're doing here. I've been taking out of my can koozie. Yes, go Lions, even though they suck. I am not a fair weather fan. Frankly, I'm barely a fan at all at this point. But do what you can do. But getting into summertime, this is one I absolutely recommend. Summer Shanty. It's beer brewed with lemons, okay? But it's like a lemon accent to the beer itself. It's not like that last one, which was, it said tart and it was all lemony and tart. No, this has nothing to do with that. But if you can get these in your area, I absolutely recommend them. They're very good for just sitting around a summertime campfire and having a couple of beers. Honestly, it's really good stuff. So, let's move on to the other portion of our program. Earbuds. I just picked these up the other day, and these are for your Bluetooth. Now, I don't know what you do for a living, factory, whatever you do, doesn't really matter. I think that you will find a use for these if you have a Bluetooth device. Like if you're, here, let me explain what's going on here. What they do is they connect to your Bluetooth device, whether it's your telephone, whether it's your little tablet, or possibly your computer, something like that. Now, what it does is it plays everything through your earbuds. Okay? So if you're in a family-oriented situation and you want to watch a YouTube video or whatever, you can put it through your computer, whatever Bluetooth-enabled device you have, and you can play it through here. And you put it in there, and you're good to go. It's also Bluetooth for your telephone as well. And that's the really good part about this thing, is because I was used to, I drive for a living, and I drive a DOT regulated vehicle, so DOT really, really, really frowns upon you having your phone up to your ear and talking. It's not good news. First offense is very expensive, and you don't lose your CDL, but you lose your driving privileges right away. First offense for 1 year. So it's a pretty substantial deal. But the difference between like a standard Bluetooth that just goes in your ear is it's a little hard to hear, first of all, because it's not in stereo, and it's annoying, to be honest with you, because it's always in your ear. It's not something that you just, take off and put it down, and then when someone calls you, blah blah blah, whatever, it's right there. This hangs around your neck, and this is also your speaker right here. These are your speakers, and then these hang off of there. So you could put one in, you could put two in your ears, whatever you decide, and they work great. It's in stereo, so to speak. Like I said, I drive for a living, so if I'm listening to like iHeartRadio or something, I can, throw these in, listen to my iHeartRadio, and then when I get to a customer, I can just, flop these in here, which these are magnetic. So they stick in there pretty good, but when you're buckling your seatbelt, sometimes they come out of there. But as far as like around the home front, they work really well too, because a lot of times when I come home, I'll make dinner, and a lot of times the news is on, and instead of turning my TV up to 1,000 just so I can hear the news, I'll put it on my tablet, set it wherever I need to set it, and I can watch the news. I can watch the news stream live, and there's no cords, so I can walk around, do whatever I'm doing, and not forget that it's got a cord on it and either rip the buds out of your ears, or most likely, if you make a sharp left turn in your kitchen, whatever your earbuds are attached to is coming with you, and then you got whatever on the ground or whatever, what have you. So it's really opened up a lot of things. If you're watching something on YouTube or on the internet and you are connected to this, and say you have to make a bathroom break, well, a lot of times, it's just you usually try and pick them up at commercials, but usually on YouTube there really isn't any commercials. So you pick a spot that's kind of boring, and you can still listen to what's going on because you have these in your ears, but you can still walk away and then go about your business. Go let the dog in, whatever you need. So, but the only difference is, the odd part about these is if you're watching videos on YouTube or something like that, it's on a delay. So, the person, you can see the person doing this, but it's on like a quarter-second delay. So it's borderline annoying. It's not horrible, but there is a delay and it is a little bit noticeable. It's not worth just having corded stuff in your ear. It's not that annoying. So, but there you go. That's all I got for this evening. You guys have a good night and take care. It's getting warm in your area. Try and enjoy it if you can. All right. Have a good evening.